We gotta glow like the chosen few. Just look at me and look at you. Yeah, it's noticeable. It's noticeable. It's noticeable. It's noticeable. What's up, young world? We back. Say no more. It's been a minute, but we back. We talking about something. I don't think it's ever been talked about before.
In your circles,
in
maybe.
My circle.
Talk about it all the time.
In my circle, we talking about prostitution today. Should it be legal or should it remain illegal? I mean, in my opinion, you know, the pimping ain't dead. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it's strong still. You know, females are pimps nowadays. So
oh, yeah.
I think it should definitely be legal. How y'all feel about it?
I think it should be legal.
Legal.
I mean, I feel like it's your body. You do what you want to do with it. And I feel like the only reason why it isn't legal is because they can't tax it. So, you know, they, just like when it comes to drugs, like you can't tax it, so you can't do it.
Pimping is a lucrative business. Like, let's say back in like 2000, early 2000, like 2007, in Atlanta alone, you could make as a pimp in a year. The business is worth $230 million. You, as a pimp, can make $5,000 to $30,000 a week. All you need to do is legalize it, and people could be rolling in the money. And not to mention, it's built into the industry, like hotels, the music industry. You gonna find it everywhere. You might as well.
That's real.
Don't do nothing for free.
The issue is the government doesn't have. They haven't figured out how to get their hands on it though. Like, how do we get
That's
our
true. And it's only legal in like what, 8 counties?
Nevada.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the wrong business, obviously. You know,
I'm over here like
telecommunications and selling cable is not where it's at.
No, it's not.
I thought I was doing pretty well for myself, but God damn.
Look, sex sells, and sex is hecka lucrative. I mean, just look at the goddess peaches.
Okay, you sound like you got a little bit of
experience over here.
I mean, well, I am in the sex industry after all.
Okay. She did say that they were doing rallies and stuff.
Of course.
That's true.
Lots of rallies coming up in this area.
That's interesting. Like, that's super interesting. I feel like, for real, everything is prostitution anyway. Because at the end of the day, the first thing my dad ever told me when I lost my virginity was, you should never want for nothing.
Right.
At no point should you need new tires and can't get them because you don't have no money. Yeah. But yet you smashing. Like, so I mean, it may not be a monetary type of exchange, right? But even if you're in a relationship, there's some type of transaction that takes place when sex is involved. Because if I'm not having sex with you, you not trying to do nothing for me. You know, even if we married, you see marriages all the time fall apart because one person doesn't want to have sex. You know, so it's like, why not?
But what about the old-fashioned pursuit of sex? I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, men do a lot when you are having sex. But what about the guy he's tricking his money off to have sex, and you holding out on him? You're holding out on him, and he's still spending it, and because he's chasing,
so
he's
pursuing.
pursuing.
Is that he deserves?
Because there's
you can't be mad at him if he found it somewhere else. It's different if you're in like a actually committed relationship. But if you're not, and you just ain't giving up the cookies yet, and he been waiting like 6 months, and he been good to you, he been taking you out, and you like him, but you're not quite there yet, and you're not ready to move into a real relationship, then go ahead, let him find it somewhere else.
I agree. but I also I feel like at that point he's paid for the ass, and at some point he's
right. If you're gonna pay her, you might as well be a sugar daddy, because you obviously not finding it where you at.
That's the thing too. Sugar daddies and sugar babies, you know, cougars, and that is in.
Like
I've had several,
right? Sugar daddy sites. Yeah.
I mean, but how much is the box worth though? You have daughters. I got daughters. So if your daughter came to you, they 18, 19 years old, which this is a big thing right now. She's like, Mom, I want to auction off my virginity. Would you be in support of that or no?
No, I wouldn't, because I would want her to have value in herself and know that when she found someone, that person is genuinely for her. I don't want her to just give it to the highest bidder, because that's something you can't get back.
Let's say she did wait for the person she thought was genuinely for her.
Right.
And then he turns out to be an asshole, and he's not the man for her, and then he find out all along he was presenting his representative, and he finally got what he wanted. Now he's good. His whole personality changes. I would almost be okay with my child going into it with a business mind. Like, if, you know, Mom, if I can go hold on to this and get $1 million, I'd rather take my chances coming out of the situation a millionaire than to take my chances coming out of a situation and possibly hurt.
Good point, because how many of us are still with the person they lost their virginity to?
Who?
Nobody.
Nobody, baby.
I understand that, but my thing, that's what my hopes are. Like, I would hope that she would, you know what I'm saying, find somebody to settle down with and have that whole tradition. In today's age, I know that's not. It sounds good.
We gonna
hope.
And me too.
But I know that's not.
That generation isn't even coming up under us at this point. Like, our children, they're not even raised the same way we were raised. I mean, for real, when it comes to the boys, the picks for them are real slim for them to even get that guy that's genuinely gonna be the man I'm with for the rest of my life. I know women who have saved their virginities to wait, and they marry a guy who's also a virgin, but he's possibly suspect as well. Like, and that was the reason why. So ultimately, she's gonna get hurt anyways, because eventually he's gonna tell the truth and come out. You know. Right. So I'm almost
look, do what you want.
I got a son, so you know it's a little different for me than it is for y'all. If I had a daughter, I'd want that same hope and dream. But like you said, in reality, none of us are with the person that we lost our virginity to. And how many people lost their virginity under fairy tale circumstances?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most people lost their virginity on some quickie, it won't know rose petals and candle lights. And none of that. It was trash. You know what I'm saying? So
garbage.
It's like I would kind of almost be like, yo, if I could do it all again. Hey, listen, that girl that's offering her joint off for millions.
Right.
You know, I mean,
my baby gonna be set. She gonna hustle and grind.
As a father, if my daughters would come to me, it'd be a little disheartening. Like, man, you serious? Like, it wasn't nobody out there that, you know, he was friends with that you know, then I'd probably be like, how much he talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a father, you know what I mean? They're my girls, and I would be kind of sad about it, but then I'd have to think about it, like, really, you know.
But wouldn't you be sad either way?
Not if she came out with a million. Not if she came out with a million.
No, I'm saying, like, unless she was married, like, unless you, the hopes are for your child to get married first and then have sex, right?
Absolutely.
But a lot of times generational curses are hard to break, right? We didn't wait till we were married to start having sex. So what are the odds of your kids doing that? So for me, it's like, do I want her to have sex before marriage, or do I want her to have sex before marriage and be a millionaire?
I guess that's the toss up.
Right.
I guess that's the toss up. But you guys are saying if you could go back and do it all over again,
I'd say that.
If that was an option for you.
But I was a different girl back then. Look, I was not the peaches that I am today. I was a different girl. I was like, I'm gonna wait till I'm 18. I'm gonna make sure that I love him.
Did you wait till you were 18?
With him. I did wait till I was 18. I was like, I'm gonna do this legal. But
legal.
I was a different girl. Okay.
Yeah. But if you could go back and do it over again, would you have auctioned it up? Could you see yourself, Sophia, like, hey, the highest bidder get it? No. Not at all. Not you, huh?
Not me.
Not in the cards.
I mean, it's intriguing. It's like, dang, that's money, but for me, no.
I get it. I can dig it. So would you say prostitution should be legal or illegal?
I mean, it's their body. Like, you can do whatever you want with your body. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do with mine. That kills me with the government. Like, how you gonna even pause? So I feel like it should be legal. Right. I mean, it should be legal because people doing it for free. They doing cheating with prostitutes.
And chicks just giving it up for free.
Cheating with women, exactly.
It's chicks out here giving it up, and they got things they are still in need for. Like, they got a guy that come lay up, chill at their house all day, every day, and they're on the verge of being evicted.
Right. That's one thing that I can say. Like, and sorry to say, like, I teach my young girls that my friends, put me in their lives to keep it real with them. I tell them, like, listen, you can't do nothing with a wet ass. What are you gonna do with that? He gonna come to your house. He gonna lay up. He watching your cable in your refrigerator, eating your baby snacks, and drinking up the Kool-Aid jammers.
Using your AC.
Right.
Kool-Aid jammers.
He turning the lights on and off.
Playing your baby Xbox.
Right. Playing your baby Xbox.
Bring a game with you next time.
But he can't say, hey, here $100 on a light bill. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, here goes some grocery money for the week.
Right.
Nah, you won't be in my crib doing none of that. If we just on that level where we smashing and it's not me getting nothing in return.
Right.
Then what happens is you walk in, and as soon as you walk in and the door closes, you need to be stripping. We need to do what we do, and then you need to bounce. Like we don't even.
But I mean, prostitutes do that though. That's usually how they handle the situation, but they still get paid for it.
I mean,
that
is
call
true.
is a booty call.
But I'm just saying, you know, in that case, like I said, get your money though, boo.
Oh, you say that, and that's a whole different conversation because a woman can just be pretty. She can go to the dude house, lay up, chill, soak up the AC.
I do it all the time.
Just because she opening her legs, she good.
I do it all the time.
So that's a whole other conversation. But I don't agree that vagina is more valuable than penis. Because like Eddie Griffin said, sex don't start until the dick get hard. When you're talking about a male or a female.
Look,
when the dick's soft, sex is over. So I don't agree with placing.
That's not true.
All of our
That's
faces
things
was
that
like,
he
not
can do to.
I said sex, the act of sexual intercourse,
yeah.
Okay.
doesn't take place until a male's functional
That's
organ
true.
gets, full of blood. Once it goes soft, y'all mad almost half the time.
But
Unless he did what he's supposed to do.
But we'll still.
But that's a whole other conversation. Let's stick to let's stick to the prostitution. I mean, because my thing is, a legal tender is exchanged in some form or fashion. If I take you to the movies, if I take you out to eat, I'm still spending money. I might not be giving it to you. I'm not be putting it in your hands, Sophia, but I'm putting it in the AMC hands. You know what I mean? I'm putting it in, whatever dinner.
I see what you're saying. Like
it's
pay for it in other forms.
I'm paying for it in another form anyway. And it kills me when the government's like, oh no, that's illegal because we can't tax it. But meantime, we're gonna kidnap about 100 girls right underneath your nose and put them in the traffic ring.
Right, exactly.
Hey, what happened to them? We don't know what happened to them. Next subject. You know what I mean? They just missing. So that's my thing. How can you tax? They shut down Backpage and everything. We tried to.
They tried. It's back up though.
They tried to. It's been backed up. They just
It's back up. They shut down certain parts of it, and now the page where you post ads is no longer free.
Right.
So you have to pay for it.
Right. So they call prostitute. So a man gets caught.
They gonna get there.
They gonna get there.
They found a way to tax that.
Yeah. A man gets caught with hoes, prostitutes, whatever we want to call them right now.
They send him off to jail.
And he's getting charged with it's called kidnapping and modern day slavery, I believe.
Wow.
I don't know how I know these things, but I know.
That sounds like you got a charge.
I know charge
Dissertation.
but no, it's big charge.
With my Google.
Yeah, they charge them with some extreme stuff, and it's like, damn, if these females were willingly doing this thing. Now, I'm don't get me wrong, there's a dark side of this too, where females can be drugged and kidnapped and used, you know what I mean, for the man's personal gain.
Right.
So I'm saying, to look at it as a whole, you feel like, let's get back to the question, should it be legal or should it not be legal? Considering everything that's out there in this world we live in, this dirty world we live in.
I just think it should be legal. I mean, consensual sex is consensual sex. I mean, what's the difference from if we go out on a date and I say, okay, yeah, I'm trying to smash tonight, let's go back to your house or my house. It's no different if you find me on Craigslist or Backpage or through my pimp. If we agree, and I just happen to get paid differently from the woman who's trying to live a fairy tale life.
Alright, so we should put a tax thing on the 1099 independent agent. I sold this much ass this
I
year.
mean, of course, if we're gonna legalize it, then we need to find ways to
10%.
regulate it.
You gotta calculate how much dick she
It should be
had.
like a hairstylist or a barber.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. You walk into a brothel, you pay for your hour, you leave happy.
Right.
Right.
So you should pay taxes. So you should pay taxes.
You should pay taxes.
I think
you should have to have
institutions that are
insurance.
using it should be taxed. For example, if you're a hotel and you offer certain services, for example, we'll come clean your sheets after only an hour of you being here.
Right.
I think the institution should be taxed. If you're running a brothel, that institution should be taxed. And I think that if you are advertising yourself in a professional manner, it should be taxed. If you do this maybe once a month, maybe not so much. But once we open up a conversation for it, then we can talk about what kind of regulations that we're going to be put on it. Most people too uncomfortable to talk about it right now.
Yeah, that's why we opened up the conversation to talk about it. Because I feel, like I said personally, it's a legit business endeavor.
I agree with that.
Who are you, Uncle Sam, to tell somebody that they can or cannot go out here
Uncle Sam
and
is
bust it
fictional
up?
as hell.
I mean, that's who they are. They're Uncle Sam, and until they figure out a way to where they can get their hands in on the pie, they're gonna continue to say it's not legal. Like, I'm pretty sure, like in areas where marijuana is legal now, they found a way to get their money out of the situation. So once they figure out how to do it with prostitution, then hey, we'll be able to all sell some ass.
You think we'll see it? You think in our lifetime we'll see a day to where prostitution is legal?
In our life, I think so.
Think
Yeah.
so?
We probably might be old, but
Oh, I'm gonna see it.
I mean, being our 50s.
But I mean, is an escort service, isn't that like,
I used to
that's
be an
legal,
escort.
right?
Yes, escorting is
That's
legal. I
legal.
still
And then
escort
when you-
now.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. It's more or less. It's supposed to be like dates, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not set up. To
And I'm talking
But-
extravagant dates.
Do you
Yeah.
have, when you do that, do you ever have a client that's asking for more? All right, so I mean, at that point, that's
They only
legal
get it
already.
if I want to give it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Interesting.
Look,
That's the thing. They pay to spend
Think
time with
we
me. You
learned
pay
today.
$200 an hour to take me to dinner, to see a movie with me. My presence is a gift to you. That's what you paying for, not the pussy. That's a whole different thing.
And are you an independent agent or do you work for?
Yes, I am independent.
Okay.
Completely, of course.
So being independent, is that off of like a website, or do you go through a company? And you
Oh, it just depends. I only take maybe 1 to 3 clients because they're usually like bigger clients. Like, I want to see you 3 times a week, and I want to go to dinner, and I want to go do this. So yeah, I take them. What was your question again? I'm sorry, I got lost.
Do you do it through a company?
Oh no, I do not do it to a company. I do it all by myself. I hire my own driver. I hire my own security, and they know that security is following them constantly because I'm too pretty to get jacked. I'm not about to be sold into the sex slave trade. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's kind of dope to me, but
Oh, it is
Yeah,
nice.
it's very
Let me
amazing.
tell you, when
Yeah.
that direct deposit hits and it's like $2,000 and you only spent a couple of hours with some man and all he did was stare at you, you feel like the goddess that you are.
Just some off questions.
It's like modern day
Question.
nation type stuff.
Right, like that is super interesting. Like,
Look, get you a sugar daddy and then learn how it feels.
I guess that's the only thing that comes along with it though, because a lot of times when you're doing like escorting or prostitution, you're usually dealing with somebody that you don't find attractive as
That is
well.
true.
Like, you know, so that's the trade off for the cost.
My
like,
most expensive clients are so racist. Oh my god. But you know what? He pays so well for him to have a little light skin thing on his side. So
that's interesting.
how
Okay.
do you be racist and then want?
oh, trust. It's
I
a
mean,
deep-seated fetish for white
Yeah,
men.
think about back in the day, they was raping the
Yeah,
slaves.
yeah, most definitely.
And they was racist as
And
hell.
having
They was
kids
still-
with them,
Look
so.
at her, that's how she came out. You know, her grandmama and them couldn't run. So that's what it was. It was just.
They
it
weren't
was
fast
just-
enough.
it
My
was
mom
just
was
a
like-
reference. It was just a reference. It was just a reference. No offense. But I mean, on some real stuff, you know, it's a legit business. It sounds like she got going on.
Of course.
And I don't think it's anything wrong with that. If they want to pay for it.
And I'm providing a service. These are people who genuinely feel like they need companionship.
Right.
And they're not getting it
have
somewhere
reasons.
else.
Yes, reasons.
And I feel like I'm making deeper connections with people who are like, well, I've got old clients who'll sit there and they'll be like, I'm widowed. I don't know how to talk to people. I just don't want to be lonely. And I feel for that. I'm providing something that they're not going to
That's
get
right.
anywhere else, that
Right.
nobody else wants to do. And if I got to do the dirty work, then I'm going to do it. Because these are real people and we forget that.
I'm with it because I have family members who have had sugar daddies in their
Mhm.
day, and I have had family members who have told me you better get you an old jank. But you know, I've never been the one to be involved with it, only because there does have to be some type of attraction for me. But I guess it's like, what's the difference? If you're gonna go hang and chill in somebody's face, you might as well get paid for your time.
That's what I'm saying.
$2,000?
Yeah, I still on $2,000 too though. $2,000 like.
Listen.
I feel like you think about it, like I could be doing something else with this time. I could be doing something for me, but here I'm spending it with you. So
Mm-hmm.
It's
For her, so much.
Time
It's
is money.
usually
Time is money.
an investment for women. It's like you know, you shoot your shot in hopes that the man that you're dealing with is gonna be magical and you know what I mean, or be the man that you want him to be for that matter. You know what I mean? And it's like it's gambling, right? It's like almost like playing Russian roulette with your heart, right?
exactly.
You know what I mean? And when it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, you mourning for a little bit, and you know, grieving, and then trying to find it again.
All
You know
over
what I mean?
again. Let me ask you a question though. I know you say it's okay. You think it's okay for a woman to sell some vagina, but do you think that men should be charged for going to go purchase the vagina, or
What do you mean?
like, do you think there should be charges? Like, do you think they have busts all the time? Where they go in, they bust men, they take them off the jail or whatever. Do you feel as though they should be hauling men off because they decided to go pay for it? I know you think it's okay for women because it's their body, but as a man, do you think that you should be penalized for
that's the
sex?
that's the sticky part. You know what I mean? It's like the slippery slope they call it. Because in one sense, yeah, some men should be charged. Some men know You know, they got whole families, wives. You know what I mean?
But
No, hear me out first. Some men know they got whole families and wives, and they up here spending money just like a gambling problem. You know what I mean? You could be caught up just because you're not having sex with your wife no more. You done spent $500, $700, $800 in 1 month on the stuff,
but it's not
and some bills, and some bills are not getting paid.
But this is the thing, though.
So in one sense, I do believe the married man or the
kink community,
the married man should probably be charged for it. But the single available man, if he want to spend his money on
so you're saying you shouldn't be charged based off of circumstances. That's almost saying like, so if I'm a prostitute and I have children, I should be charged as well, and I shouldn't be able to sell.
No, a prostitute with children is doing what she has to do to survive.
So then what
a prostitute that's married is different.
So what is the single one with no children? What is she doing?
What do you mean?
What is her reasons for why she's doing it? Her reasons are the same reasons as the woman who has children.
The question was, should a man be charged?
Right, but you're saying based off of circumstances, a man should be charged or not be charged. If he's married, he should be charged. If he's single, he should not be charged. I mean, wrong is wrong and right is right. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it.
I'm not coming from a moral standpoint. I'm coming from a logical standpoint. If that wife goes into that, you know, brothel and finds her husband, who she legally wed, who she legally has attachments to, a bond to, should she not be able to pull up charges against him?
She can't do it if he's cheating with Susie Mae walking down the street.
Right.
What you mean?
You can file.
What's the difference if he's got a side chick? She can't file charges on him for that.
Everybody.
What you mean? In some states, let's do our research now.
You
can bring up charges against the woman and man if they do commit an act of infidelity.
That is true.
Adultery act.
But this is my thing though, because okay, married or not, I feel like either way, you're making the choice. If you are a married man and you cheating, that's your choice. I don't think that there should be charges because at the end of the day, your argument is that he's taking away from his household. But what is the charges gonna do? Because at that point, then are we talking like you have to register like a sex offender, which could also hinder, you know, money coming into your household,
right, your household as
or
well.
Are you getting jail time, which
can also hinder,
you know, hinder
right,
money.
Well, let's look at the things that will make America great again. What if men were getting hit with those charges for that type of stuff?
Then
married men.
It would make.
Hold on. If a excuse my language, but if a motherfucker caught a case behind fucking with a woman and he a married man that cost him his livelihood, he's gonna think twice before he does it.
That's like saying
drug dealers.
Thank you. I was just about to go there. They're not thinking twice.
Drug dealers are thinking twice.
That's gonna say I'm gonna get out, go give me a real job.
No. So
I know
everybody
people trap on the low and still do it. But
everybody that comes out of prison for dope charges sells dope again.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying
some men come out rehabilitated.
But what I'm saying is, before he went to jail, did he care? He knew that at the end of the day, he could go to jail for what he was doing.
Yeah, but you're talking about somebody that's doing what they got to do out of need versus somebody doing what they got to do out of want.
It doesn't matter.
But everybody else dope boys not doing it out of need.
Hold up, no. Let's keep it all the way real. The cats that sell dope, selling dope and buying pussy is not one and the same. Let's not sit here and make it seem like it's one and the same. Selling dope and buying pussy does not go hand in hand. No.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that you're saying that a married man should catch charges when in reality I don't feel like him catching charges. Some people that doesn't change anything.
That's like saying if a married man gets caught cheating and his wife leave him, he'll never cheat again on the next woman. Like if he's a cheater, he's gonna cheat. If he wants to buy ass, he's gonna buy ass regardless of being charged for or not.
Some people have an addiction.
Exactly, it's a sex addiction. And what if the man can afford it? Like you're saying, like, oh, if he's out here spending $700-800 a month, but what if he can afford it?
We are all addicted to a physical pleasure or orgasmic feeling. Don't make it seem like people have sex addictions. No, we all out here gotta get a nut at least once a week, maybe even more.
Yeah, but having to get a nut is different.
Maybe some people was more than that. Huh?
Just curious.
Huh?
He said once a week.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But I'm saying that's at the minimum. Some people more than that. We quick to say, oh, they have a sex addiction. What about the person that sit up there with her vibrator 4-5 times a damn week, 6 times a week?
Right.
Does she have a sex
addiction?
addiction?
So should she be charged because she
No.
vibrating every day?
She doesn't like it or she making money off of it.
It's a different ball game. When you're going in there and I'm purchasing my pleasure as a married man, in my opinion, as a married man, knowing that my wife, or if I just want to cheat and have an adulteress on the side, I can do that. But I'm going and purchasing this pleasure.
You purchasing it anyway.
What are you not purchasing?
How you
pleasure?
getting a side bitch? Excuse my language. Without whining and dining.
Shoot, some niggas is gigolos.
Listen,
It's a lot of them out here.
You can't.
It's a lot of them out here.
I don't know about these other women, but in order for me to be your side chick,
it's gonna cost
you
you.
Money, honey.
It might cost you.
Hold on.
when your rent get paid at home.
Because that's not make it seem like all these men out here is balling.
Right, but
They're not.
The majority of black women out here are getting it way more than the men.
But
so who you think paying for the dick?
But this is my
Who's paying for the
thing,
pussy?
Not exactly. Women are
If you
usually
can't
paying for
afford
dick.
In the black community.
I ain't gonna lie, I was paying for it.
Come on now, let's keep it all the way
I
real.
waited so long.
This niggas get fresh out of jail, chill out, and go to the chick house and be good. You don't have to worry about nothing but laying pipe.
All I'm saying
Now
is,
who hustling who? Who hustling who?
won't
hustling
be
who?
at all.
I'm not saying you personally.
But that's one of
No,
those situations,
I'm
like
saying.
as Dr. initially said, if that's what it is, if you show up and I just want to smash and that's just what it is. But if it's, you want my companionship, then you need to pay me for my companionship because I'm not looking for companionship from you. So I'm looking for bread from you.
Right.
So if you want me to be the
That's
side
different.
chick, you want a little bit more than us just smashing, which means
Right.
that when your rent get paid at home, hey listen, my rent $1,100, what you got on it? And don't tell me $100.
That's high standard. That's high class reality show females. That ain't how it work in the real world. That ain't how it work.
I must be all kinds of demanding.
The average man right now, the average single man right now out here doing this thing in and out the club got about 4 or 5 go-tos he can go to right now and I have to spend a dime. He might have to show up with a bottle. He might have to show up with a bottle or a bag of weed.
And that's why I think prostitution
Before I
should
took
be
all the
legal,
hoes
them
out your
hoes
phone.
should be charging for their services. If you coming over at the club, you should have some expectations of what he need to show up with when he get there. Like they bad. They should.
But that's single. But the key word he said though was single.
Right, single.
If you a single man and we doing what we do, okay, whatever.
I mean, married men get it in too.
But what I'm saying
Most
is,
definitely.
if you a married man, or even if you are in a committed relationship and you approach me on something, you want me to be number 2, you gonna pay me like I'm number 1. I'm telling you.
Like Fab said, I bought her one and bought you
Right.
one too. Like that's just
Absolutely.
how
When
it's
she get
gonna
her
go
hair
for me.
done,
I
hey,
want mine
listen,
done too.
my hair appointment is on XYZ day. I need my nails done too.
That must be happening for them ugly niggas.
So what
If you
saying-
got side bitch, you must have
That must
side
be for
bitch
the ugly
money.
niggas.
Like,
Right.
That must be. That
You
must be
other
for
than that, you just smashing
that must be
He
how
said
it
he
works for the
part
fat
of the
boys.
gigolo
That
community.
must how it works for the fat boys and the ugly dudes. Because I'm telling you what,
And that's what I'm saying. It's chicks like that. So that's
if
they bad.
you look halfway decent as a man and don't come with the thunder, you ain't gotta pay for nothing.
I agree.
You're getting. I'm talking about. It's cats out here with Jordans on their feet right now that they didn't purchase.
See that?
It is tax time. It is
No,
women.
that-
There were memes about women handing over their tax money to these dudes, talking about they gonna flip it. Was it not?
It's just different types of women out here.
It
It's
is.
different types.
It
it
is.
is.
And I must be a
You
real
got-
different type, cause that
all
ain't
the
never happened. I never.
I'm just saying it
I'm
goes
not spent that
both,
on me.
it goes both ways. Yeah, you're right. Maybe the female should be charged. Maybe
She
you're
should
right.
be.
But so should the man.
Even if
That's
I
the
think
thing.
10%
So should the
bring
man.
I think if I'm
King,
some my
I
pussy, you should be able to say your dick.
Huh?
Say what?
If I'm some my pussy, you should be able to say your dick.
Hey, absolutely. Absolutely.
Equality.
with that.
And what I'm telling you, it's going on right now both ways. You know what I'm saying? It might not be stated up front. Oh,
Right, it's
I'm
already
about to
happening.
pipe you down, and this is what I expect. But they slide it in. Dudes are sliding in. Hey, look, I need this. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to flip this real quick. Oh, I just see these Jordans. I like. These females is paying for it. They paying for it.
Yeah.
Lots of
You
women
know what I'm
who
saying?
are.
There's a lot. First of all, y'all outnumber us.
Yeah, that's for real.
Y'all outnumber
I got
us.
kids that want Jordans. I look like buying you something.
Women, y'all outnumber us as is. That's a lot of us locked up. And we talk about the black community. A lot of men are locked up and either gay. So these men got side pieces. Don't think they don't got side pieces. Don't think they don't got side pieces. Don't think they don't have mistresses over here because it's available. You know what I'm saying? If y'all did take the power back, if the reason why,
We'd all be rich.
exactly. If y'all took that power back and said, you know what, we charge
You
you.
gotta pay me. Did you pay her? Did you pay me? Then you gotta pay her 10% of what you paid me
Exactly.
because we sticking together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they not out here. They not out here being peaches. They not charging. They not charging. They doing it for free. They're paying for it.
Look, if you need lessons,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, they is paying for it themselves. Women are paying for it. Women have become consumers when it comes to dick.
It's true.
That's always been the case, though. It's just been more.
No, back in the day, it was old fashioned. It was a man had to have something going on, and he better have that bag.
Well, we didn't do it back in the day. I'm talking about in our days.
Okay.
Since we've been about, I've always known women who pay for dick. Most of the people I know pay for dick.
Same.
Especially if it's good dick.
Especially if it's good.
A good dick can make you pay, you know? You're like, how much is it? But you know, like.
No, it's not. That's the thing. We're not always paying money.
You need a ride. Where? I got you. I'm going to ride you there.
It's not always cash.
You need to drive my car while I'm at work. That's fine.
Right. Niggas put you
Call
right.
it.
You got how much miles on your man over there?
Exactly. Niggas pulling up in Lexuses,
Right.
dropping her off at work, going to see his other chick.
Hey, Jody.
Jody.
My Jody.
So I'm saying it should work both ways.
It sure do.
It should be legal.
This is underground.
Whatever you want to do with your body, do
body.
with your body.
Yep.
If you want to sell it, sell it.
And if you're good at it, don't do it for free.
If you're good at it, don't do it for free.
Don't
You hear
do
that,
it.
females out there? Stop giving away your bodies for free. Make them work for it.
If you got a rocky
Or pay
personality,
for
I
it.
promise.
Or pay
that's all
for
you
it.
need.
You need something fixed around the house.
Somebody will fix it.
Yeah, what happened to those days? You be like, he the maintenance man. You know, you get something out the deal.
Not too many niggas know how to fix nothing.
They don't even want to get their hands dirty no more.
I'd be like, you come clean out these gutters, I'll wear a nice outfit.
Change your oil, what? Chicken oil?
So the agreements, say no more?
Say no
Say
more.
Like the chosen few, just look at me and look at you. Yeah, it's noticeable.